Imagine a phone that should never ring, and a voice that no one should ever hear. The Black Phone, a film chilling audiences worldwide, claims to be based on real events. Events so dark, so unsettling, that even the whispers behind the stories send shivers down your spine. It begins with children disappearing, a suburban neighborhood haunted not by ghosts, but by a predator hiding in plain sight. Behind locked doors, in hidden rooms, the line between reality and nightmare blurs. And in the silence, a black phone waits. Before we dive deeper, remember, subscribe and turn on notifications. You won't want to miss the next chapters, where we unravel the true horrors that inspired this film, and the secrets the screen only dares to hint at. In The Black Phone, the story follows a small town gripped by fear. Children vanish without a trace, and the local police are left chasing shadows. Inside a nondescript suburban home, a boy is kidnapped and locked away in a hidden room. Ethan Hawke plays the sinister figure behind the crimes. A man whose cruelty is as calculated as it is horrifying. But the twist, the trapped child discovers an old, disconnected black phone, a relic from the past, that somehow begins to ring. On the other end, voices of previous victims speak, not just to scare, but to guide, to help him survive. Every call is a lifeline, every whispered warning, a chance to outsmart a killer who seems unstoppable. The tension builds as the boy pieces together clues, learning the layout of the house, the routines of his captor, and the hidden keys to escape. The film masterfully blends real-world fear with a touch of supernatural suspense, amplifying every heartbeat, every shadow, every creak of the floorboards. And while the supernatural elements drive the story, the foundation is grounded in reality. The psychology of a predator, the terror of confinement, and the desperation of survival. By the end, you are left questioning how much of the horror is real, and how much is imagination. And this is only the beginning. In the second installment of our series, we will explore the true crimes that inspired the film, the dark minds, and twisted patterns behind the screen. While The Black Phone uses supernatural elements to terrify, its roots lie in real, chilling crimes. One of the most infamous inspirations is John Wayne Gacy, the killer clown of the 1970s. Between 1972 and 1978, Gacy lured at least 33 young men into his suburban Chicago home, often using charm and familiarity to gain their trust. Once inside, he would isolate them in hidden spaces, sometimes underground, leaving them with no escape and no one to turn to. The fear his victims experienced was purely human, methodical, calculated, and unrelenting. The filmmakers translated these psychological dynamics into cinematic tension. The Black Phone, ringing with ghostly voices, acts as a narrative lifeline, something Gacy's real victims never had. Yet the sense of inevitability, the claustrophobia, and the trapped feeling mirror actual criminal tactics. Spatial control, manipulation of trust, and the victims' helplessness. Psychological studies on predatory behavior highlight why such isolation is effective. When a person is alone, in unfamiliar surroundings, and under threat, cognitive functions decline, judgment falters, and fear dominates action. This is precisely the environment Gacy created, and the filmmakers amplify it through supernatural exaggeration, comparing fiction with fact. In the film, supernatural elements offer hope and guidance. In reality, victims faced absolute silence. Isolation, hidden rooms, and controlled environments directly reflect Gacy's modus operandi. The fear of the unknown, the unpredictability of the predator, and the constant tension are drawn from real human horror. John Wayne Gacy was eventually arrested in 1978, tried, and convicted of multiple counts of murder. He was executed by lethal injection in 1994. It's a chilling reminder. Sometimes the most terrifying elements of a story aren't ghosts or demons. They're the very real capabilities of human predators. And in The Black Phone, art imitates life, intensifying our innate fear of being trapped, observed, and powerless. After surviving the nightmare of the first encounter, Finney Shaw's life was far from normal. The trauma lingered, and the memory of the Black Phone, its strange, ghostly calls from previous victims, haunted him. But the terror was far from over. In the sequel, 1982 becomes the stage for a new cycle of horrors. Finney's younger sister, Gwen Shaw, begins to receive mysterious calls in her dreams. The voices warn of danger, guiding her toward children who vanished during the Alpine Lake winter camp. The Black Phone, once a conduit of hope and escape, now serves as a bridge between the past and the present. Finny and Gwen must confront not only the lingering presence of the killer, but also the spectral echoes of his victims. Reminders that evil never fully dies. As the siblings trace the trail, they uncover connections to their late mother, Hope, revealing that the family's fate has been intertwined with these events from the beginning. Every call, every whisper, every shadow becomes a breadcrumb, guiding them toward the final confrontation. While the first film showed us that surviving real-world predators is possible, the sequel blurs the line between reality and the supernatural. The trauma that began in the first film is no longer just psychological. While it manifests as a tangible presence, testing the limits of courage and sanity. Finny and Gwen's journey is a chilling reminder. Escaping the human monster is only the beginning. The shadows, the phone, the past, they all wait, patient, watching, and ready to strike again. From haunted phones to lingering shadows, the stories remind us that terror doesn't always end with the culprit. Sometimes, it lingers in echoes, in whispers, in the faintest scratches of memory. If you think the first horror was enough, remember, the past has a way of reaching into the present. The phone may ring again, and you may not be alone when it does. Subscribe and follow as we continue to explore the darkest mysteries, the stories that refuse to rest, and the truths that hide behind legend. Dare to answer if you can.